watching my video. My name is Roel. I am a health and nutrition coach and a diabetes practitioner, and I post these videos regularly to inspire people to be as healthy as they can be, and I just like talking about anything health related. So today I'm going to dive into something that might surprise you. How higher than normal blood glucose levels can also affect your mental health. I think many of us already know that it's not good for your physical health. If you have higher than normal blood glucose levels, that will affect, well, pretty much every aspect of your bodily health. We're talking your blood pressure, we're talking inflammation levels, and your risk of disease, especially, of course, type 2 diabetes. And I think quite a lot of us know that already. But what may be surprising to you is that it has a massive impact on your mental health as well. And again, everything is linked, and I've said this before, nothing in our bodies and minds happens in isolation. Everything is linked, and I just wanted to highlight that link between your blood glucose levels and your mental health. So let's start with the nervous system. Your brain needs glucose to function, but it needs it in the right amount. If it's too much, then it's going to have a negative impact on your nervous system. It will affect the balance that is required for your brain to function optimally. And too much sugar in your blood can cause something that's called oxidative stress. It's a bit like, well, you can compare it a little bit like rust forming, but it's probably not a very useful analogy when it comes to your body. But it is damaging to your cells and your nerves, and including the cells and nerves related to your brain. And the stress, that oxidative stress, actually leads to inflammation. I spoke about inflammation before. Inflammation basically causes nearly every disease that you can think of. And chronic inflammation can also really mess with the chemicals in your brain that control your mood. We're talking about serotonin and dopamine. And these are chemicals that make us feel good. But if we have that chronic inflammation going on, that's thrown off balance, and that then can make us feel not so good. Do you ever wonder why brain fog or irritability creeps in when you've had a lot of sugar? Or why people with diabetes in particular experience mood swings or even suffer from depression and anxiety? It's because the high blood glucose levels have an impact on how your brain functions, how it communicates, and your neurons are struggling, and that affects everything from how you think to how you feel. Now, there's also, so that is the direct impact of the glucose in your blood on your nervous system, but there's also this thing called the gut-brain connection, and maybe you've heard of that. There is a very, very close link between your gut and your brain, and a lot of that is to do with your gut biome, and your gut biome are the trillions of microbes, tiny little organisms that live in our gut, and they're not all bad. In fact, most of them hopefully are good, and that's what we call the balance in your gut flora. You want that to be a good balance. You want to have more good ones than bad ones. I mean, we're all going to have some bad ones. When I say bad, it means the ones that have a slightly negative impact on your health. But there are loads of them that are really good for us, that help us to thrive and be healthy and have a lot of functions, including the production of hormones and neurotransmitters. So it's super, super important that you have a lot of these good bacteria. So balanced gut biome means that you've got more good ones than bad ones. The problem is if you eat a lot of sugar, then, or also junk food, highly processed foods, then it feeds the wrong kind of bacteria, the ones that are not helpful, the bad ones. They thrive on sugar, and they can even make you crave sugar. So if you have a lot of these unhelpful bacteria. They can even make you want to eat more sugar. So it's not just to do with your willpower or lack thereof. It is also to do with the type of gut bacteria, and it's such an interesting topic. I think there's a documentary on is it on Amazon Prime Video, what is it called? That talks or explains really well the function of your gut biome, and so have a look and see if you can find it, because it's super, it actually will make your jaw drop when you hear how much impact these type of bacteria can have on your weight, on your mental health, on the decisions that you make. It is wild. So when you have a bad balance of these gut bacteria, then that imbalance is called dysbiosis. So if you hear that, that's to do with that imbalance in your gut bacteria. Now, it doesn't just make you feel uncomfortable, it can give you bloating, indigestion, but it can also affect the way that your brain works. The good bacteria in your gut, like I said, they are instrumental in the production of these neurotransmitters like serotonin, which is often called the happy chemical because it makes you feel good. And in fact, 90% of your serotonin, of your body's serotonin, is produced in your gut. So if your gut isn't healthy, guess what? Your mood and anxiety levels and even sleep can suffer. So that's why it's super important. So let's connect the dots then. High blood glucose will cause inflammation in the brain, but actually not just in the brain, in your whole body. But we're talking about the brain today, leading to oxidative stress and nerve damage. Excess sugar in the diet messes up your gut biome, which is crucial for producing mood-regulating chemicals like serotonin. If you put those two things together, then you have a recipe for really poor mental health. And you might experience anxiety, depression, brain fog, or just a general feeling of not feeling yourself. And the worst part, you might not even realize that it was related or is related to your diet. And so you're never going to get to the bottom of it. And you may want to avoid having to take medication for it. And this is often what happens when you go and see a GP about it. You get prescribed antidepressants, but actually a lot of it is caused by, or can be caused by, the diet. So often people think about mental health as something separate from your physical health, but it isn't. It's all connected. Your gut health, your nervous system, your brain, they're in constant communication. So what can you do then to start to feel better? It's to avoid these spikes in your blood glucose levels, and a few simple steps obviously would just to be cut out added sugars in your diet and the ultra processed foods, which often contain a lot of these added sugars. And it's not to say that you can never have them, but definitely if you're experiencing issues with your mental health, I would experiment with a period of time where you're just gonna avoid them and exclude them from your diet. Reducing them will have an immediate effect on your blood glucose levels, and that will have an immediate effect on your mental health. Secondly, eat more fiber, and especially in the form of vegetables, because the fiber will reduce the impact on your blood glucose levels. It will reduce the spikes that you get in your blood glucose. And you can also support your gut health, of course, with probiotics and prebiotics. The probiotics are the actual bacteria that you can get from fermented foods like yogurt with live bacteria, or fermented vegetables, kimchi, sauerkraut, that kind of stuff. And the prebiotics are the type of foods that support the good bacteria, and you can find those in foods like onions, garlic, bananas. So just plenty of vegetables will help to feed your healthy gut bacteria. So taking care of your blood sugar isn't just about preventing diabetes, although that's a big one too, and you want to definitely prevent that, and you can prevent that. It's also about improving your overall quality of life, which is, very much related to your mental health. And so if you've been feeling a little bit off lately, then it may not just have been the full moon or menopause or perimenopause or stuff that's going on in your life. It could also be related to your diet. And so try and see if you can make some changes. If you need help with that, feel free to contact me for a free game plan call. You can find details of that on the website, and I'll leave a link below as well. And on the 30th of October, Wednesday the 30th of October, I am doing one of my free 1-hour webinars in the evening at 8 o'clock UK time. And in that hour, I'm going to talk a little bit about ancestral health, how much our lifestyles have changed since we evolved as Homo sapiens, and what a lot of damage that has done to us, because as we have become more clever, we've also become sicker and fatter and iller. So more ill, I don't know, you get the picture. So feel free to join me. I'll leave the details below this video on how you can register for that. And don't forget to set yourself a little goal this week, one little thing that you're going to do this week, and maybe after watching this video it is related to your diet. Just think of one thing that you can do this week that's doable, easily done, so you're going to be successful, and just crack on with that and do that every week. One little thing that you're going to focus on for 1 week, and just be consistent with that, and you're going to see massive improvements. If you found this video helpful, then don't forget to do the thumbs up, and or even subscribe. I have very few subscribers, and I'm not really one for chasing it. I'm super shit at all this sort of self-promotion, but obviously, yeah, it will help. So if you feel like it, then do like and subscribe. I feel like a proper YouTuber. Obviously I'm not, but thank you for watching, and have a wonderful week, and I will see you next week. I love you lots. Bye.